Oh, welcome back, you lovely bunch. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're all doing good. Do you know what? One thing I've always really wanted to learn that I've never learned, never taken the time to learn, it serves, pretty much it's not going to help me in any way at all. So what am I talking about? Rollers. Rollers, see, look, these rollers are so old, they've got cobwebs on them, can you see that? Cobwebs, and hopefully no spiders. A lot of people don't really use rollers anymore, to be honest. With the whole like Zwift thing and like smart trainers, so the only time I'd really use rollers is warming up before a race. They're a lot smaller to take than a turbo, and they're really good for pedaling technique, really good to get your legs warmed up for a race. But honestly, they're really hard because look, like your back wheel goes on here and your front wheel goes on there, and like there's nothing to hold you on, so you can fall quite easily. Once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. And obviously they do extend, they're not actually this small, so you see, like they get bigger. So it is a rest day for me today. I'm meant to be having a bit of a chilled one, no time on the bike. So I woke up this morning and then I was thinking, I wonder if I can get on rollers without actually leaning on anything. So it's not too bad getting started on rollers if you're leaning on something or if you've got something to like hold on to whilst you're getting started. But one of the really hard things about rollers is getting on them without anything to lean on. So you kind of have to like, I think, you have to kind of sit on your top tube, pedal really fast, then jump up on your bike and kind of like balance and not fall off. In theory, it makes a lot of sense, but in practice, I think it's pretty difficult. It is actually about to bucket down. So fingers crossed we can get away doing this thing. Maybe I can do it in the living room. Maybe I can do it in here. I'm going to try and do this in the garden. There is a slight uphill, so technically, if I put the rollers facing uphill, does that mean that I'm riding uphill? Does it make it harder? My plan today is to learn to ride rollers without using a wall or anything for assistance. When I say learn to ride rollers, I want to learn to start riding on rollers without any assistance. How do I say it? I can ride rollers already. I want to learn to get on rollers without touching anything. There we go. Apart from the bike, obviously, and the floor. I'm not going to like float and miraculously teleport onto them. This is the plan today. Rollers, set them up. Do me talking about, look, let me show you the rollers. It's not actually my rollers, to be honest. So you get this cable thing, and that actually attaches to the back and the front. And then when you extend them out, give them a pull, there we go, and they're locked in place. And then you can get this little cable thing, and that just hooks in the ends. Can you see that? In there? Look, so you just roll it up. Pop! And then we do the same on the other side. The back one spins, the front one spins. So you put your bike on, and what happens is they all turn, and then you can go like zooming. But obviously, you can kind of come over and you can fall off. So you kind of get my point. As long as your wheel's turning, it kind of keeps you upright. So getting on them, you have to give it a good kick and then jump up. It sounds easy when you talk about it, but actually in practice, it's quite difficult. I've always wanted to try it, but I've never tried it. So we're gonna go in the garden and we're gonna get the road bike. This is a skill that I don't think I'm ever gonna use, but it's something that I've always wanted to learn how to do. So let's go in the garden and see how long it takes me to do this. Right, let's go. Right, so here we have the setup. Right, apologies for my wall. It's not actually my wall, I rent, so technically it's not down to me to paint this. I nearly fell over then. But I probably should, especially if I'm going to do YouTubey stuff. And apologies if it's really windy. I've got it in a really easy gear, so fingers crossed this helps. And I think the idea is what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit on the top tube, pedal as fast as I can, and then try and keep some of the momentum that the back wheels got and the rollers have got, and then stand up really quickly. Doing this clipped in to start off with, I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea, but like, you can't pedal up with one foot if you're not clipped in. So I assume I need to have my foot clipped in to do this. Fingers crossed I don't crash and scratch and ruin the stay. I've already ruined the yo-yo, so wish me luck. I had the wise idea that I'm just going to sit on my top tube. Can you see? I have like a very, very, very thin top tube. It's slightly uncomfortable sitting on a top tube, gonna be honest. And that felt really sketchy just pedaling. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this. This is gonna be a video about me not being able to do something. We can't be good at everything, can we? I'm coming back already. I think I don't need to sit on the top tube. I think what I need to do is I need to give it a good few cranks, and then when it's freewheeling, I need to stand up, because me sitting on the top tube and pedaling, not gonna happen. So let's try and pedal, 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 stand up, sit down, and then panic, try and get my foot on the pedal, and then not fall off. Genuinely a bit nervous. Never tried this before. I think that was kind of nearly there. Do you see what I mean? Like, I got a hand on the wall. I might have to move them away from the wall so I don't feel the need to like touch the wall. But at the same time, I'm not that confident in doing it without having something as a safety net. I mean, I've only had a couple of goes, so I think it's going quite well. There we go, that was not as hard as I actually thought. Big part of it is having the confidence to like, just stand up. So give it a really good crank, and when the wheels are spinning, you have like a split second or like 2 seconds to stand up, get your foot on pedal. And if you saw, I could not get my foot in the cleat. There's a bit of a Matt Stevens moment going on there. So I definitely need to get it a little bit cleaner, but it's a good start. And it's really windy and it's uphill, so props to me. Oh, I'm so happy. Joe, I was actually expecting that to take a lot longer. Well, luckily for me, I learned that quite quickly because I am on a rest day. Oh, it's so windy. Look at it. It's like, I don't know if you can see, it's like just hideously windy. Yeah, it's a rest day, so I didn't actually want to be riding the rollers for too long because it would totally ruin my legs. But rollers are a great workout. I'm going to try it a couple more times. I feel like I've done it twice, but like, you know, you need to do it 3 times really clean in order for it to count. Let's try it one more time. So I'm taking a bow. I feel like I did very well actually for that whole thing there. I was not expecting that to be quite as easy. I mean, it's not easy. Well, it is easy. Do you know what's the hard bit? The hard bit is committing to it. Like, it feels very unnatural to pedal and balance like on the spot and not move, especially when you're just moving like left and right. Like on a bike, you ride forwards, and then you lean left and right and you turn left and right. The entire bike doesn't move like left and right. So when it's like shifting like that, it is really weird, and it's kind of like quite alien for your brain to like process, or my brain to process. I've found it quite hard to get my head around it. But that said, once I actually like kind of stood up on the pedals quickly and then got pedaling, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, you know, and the bike keeps a lot of momentum. Definitely something I could practice a little bit more. It's really handy for races, because quite often, right, you take your rollers to a race, but like you're always looking for something to lean on. But whereas if you can get started without the aid of a wall or something, it just means that like for your warm-ups, it's just a lot easier. You can just jump on, set up anywhere, and like get your warm-up done. Proud of myself. I think I did that quite quick. Juliet did this video ages ago and it got like 1 million views, so I'm expecting at least 1 million views from you guys as well. Especially because I feel that I actually did it like slightly better than she did, and I'm wearing full casual clothes in jeans, see? So like 15 million bonus points to me. Let me know down below if you're going to give this one a try. My tips are: not too spinny a gear, get it in a decent gear, you know, enough to get the rollers spinning fast. Ignore how fast your pedals are spinning, it's how fast the rollers are spinning. So you want the rollers to spin quite quick, and then you need to stand up really quickly, sit on the seat, and then just catch that pedal with the foot through. I mean, you might find it easier to actually have one cycling shoe on and then one normal shoe, so when you're like stamping on the pedal, you don't have to worry about clipping in, and then you can work on the clipping in after once you get more comfortable doing that. I went straight in with the clipping in, and as you can see from the video, like I took about 4 months to get my foot in on the first attempt, but after that you kind of get used to it. It's one of those skills, right, that you think wouldn't be that handy, but when you're out on a ride with a lot of friends and you're starting, especially if you stop on a hill, you know, and you have to like pedal and then catch the pedal and get your foot in, very handy. So rollers are handy for that. Look at me with all my handy tips. I'm feeling quite proud of myself. Right, well, I better go and edit this video. You guys better like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys very soon. Bye.